Hi, my name is Caitlin Mooney, and this is my audience. Woo. How many of you have ever been to Kansas? Probably not many. It isn't typically a vacation destination. When people think of Kansas, they think that it's flat, there's a bunch of farmlands, a few tornadoes, and some may think of our sports teams. And they're not completely right. There's so much more to Kansas than just farmland. It is rich in history. We've all heard of Bleeding Kansas in our U.S. history classes when studying about the Civil War, but no one knows about the aviation that it had, the impact in aviation. Specifically, in this speech, I will be highlighting Wichita and its impact it had not only in Kansas history, but in world history. Located in south central Kansas, at the confluence of the Arkansas and Little Arkansas rivers, is the biggest city in Kansas and the 49th biggest city in the U.S., Wichita. I lived in Wichita for 9 years of my life, and it's where my family has started and ended so many chapters. It's where my little brother was born, we both started school, my older sister graduated high school and college, and it's important to the country as well. Wichita was first settled by the Wichita Indians, who came north from Texas and Oklahoma during the Civil War. And about the same time, the mid-1860s, a number of trading posts were established at the river junction. After the railroad extended to Wichita in 1872, the city boomed, first as a cow town and then later on as a trading center in agricultural and livestock. At the end of the 19th century, Wichita experienced an economic slump, but in 1915, thanks to oil discovered nearby, the population almost doubled. And this leads me to my second point: aviation and aircraft manufacturing. Aircraft manufacturing began in the 1920s in Wichita, and Wichita still remains the center of aircraft manufacturing to this day. There are several airplane companies that have been founded in Wichita. In 1919, the Wichita Airplane Service Company and Wichita Aircraft Company was founded. In 1920, the E.M. Laura Airplane is formed. In 1930, Mooney Aircraft Corporation is formed, and no, there is no relation. And we've all heard of Boeing. Boeing also has a aircraft manufacturing plant in Wichita. In 1921, the state census shows that there was 21 plane manufacturing in Wichita alone. And then in 1928, Wichita called itself the air capital of the world, and it's still what it's known as today. There have been several first planes manufactured in Wichita. The first airplane built strictly for commercial purposes was created in 1920. The U.S. swept wingjet bomber, the Boeing B-47, and the B-52 bomber, which is still used to this day. Due to all of the airplane manufacturing, the U.S. Air Force decided this would be the excellent place to build a base, and that's where McConnell Air Force Base is founded, and my home for 5 years of my life. Thanks to McConnell, there was an increase. The increase economically continued, and there was an increase in jobs as well. Today, there are 6 major companies: Boeing, Bombardier Aerospace / Learjet, Cessna Aircraft Company, Midwestern Aircraft, and Raytheon Aircraft Company. It's estimated that $10 out of every 100 is from aviation, and 21.5% of manufacturing employment is from aircraft. Today, Wichita is as busy as ever. We have excellent sports teams. We have a Wichita State men's basketball team who's doing excellent this year, and it's also rumored they'll have a football team later on as well. We also have Wichita hockey, some baseball, and a couple hours northeast you can go to Kansas City and catch some Chiefs or Royal action. We also have lots of festivals. There's Riverfest, River Run, Balloons at Water Walk, just to name a few. And for the kids, there's Exploration Place, Old Cowtown, an interactive historical park like Conner Prairie here in Indiana, as well as Botanical Gardens, which have some amazing Christmas lights at Christmas time. But they also have the Keeper of the Plains, which reminds citizens of the past and how Wichita was formed, and also reminds them of the aviation history that was local, and makes the citizens think about where the world would be and the world of aviation would be without them today. And then today, Wichita is a city full of history and hardworking, dedicated people. But there's only so much I can tell you. The rest you have to see for yourself.
A+.